everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday, August 27th. I'm Linda, and this is Carl, and we are Colourwerx Designs, and this is... Yay! Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy afternoon Friday. Happy weekend. I see everybody is checking in. We just got back from a glorious, 4 days up the Central California coast, which we love to do. We stopped in Monterey. We went down to Carmel by the Sea. We went and visited the elephant seals. We ended up in Cambria for the evening. And then we finally got home last night after coming through, traffic?
Santa
Barbara, which was nice. And then we got into traffic, of course, coming through LA, and that just makes it drudgery getting home. But we are here this morning. I'm glad to see that you guys are here this morning. Again, this is episode number 43 of the Fab Friday program, coming to you from beautiful Palm Desert, California. We're going up to 115 today, if you can believe it. 15. So what was in Santa Barbara and up the Central California coast, it was 64. So we're almost, 50 degrees, 60 degrees hotter today. We are feeling it in the studio, I can tell you that. So good morning, everybody. I see everybody's checking in. We've got Trudy from Florida, Naples, beautiful Naples, and Pat is checking in from Pinehurst. Is it hot there, you say? Oh, yes, warm.
Warm.
Yes, the epic. Yeah, so if you want to see some of our travels up the Central California coast, you can see the past pictures that we are posting in the last couple days up on our Instagram at Colourwerx or our Facebook page right here. And we have everybody. Nedra, hello. Our good friend Nedra from Arizona is checking in, and Sandra from St. Louis, and Nancy, and Benita. Again, I feel like I'm in romper room. I need the little, round mirror to look at everybody. Look at all you guys checking in. Hello. Kim and Barbara and April
from
North Carolina. Oh, my goodness. And good morning, Kay from Palm Desert, our fellow desert rat, as they call us here. And Trudy, again, I can only dream of going to Nepenthe. Yes, we did stop in at Nepenthe, which is a restaurant in Big Sur, California. It is actually Kay Fawcett's childhood home. His mother actually started the restaurant. So if you are in the Big Sur area, you get a chance, stop in at Nepenthe. You don't have to eat there. It's a beautiful restaurant, but there's also a beautiful gift shop as well called the Phoenix Gift Shop.
And a great view.
And it's one of the best views in Big Sur across the coast of California. So it was gorgeous. We had a great time on our little getaway. We decided to escape the heat of the desert for the week because we had caught up on work, and we decided, well, why not? So we went out and took a trip. So there we go. It was great fun, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes. All righty. So today, this is episode 43. We just thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about our new Colouricious fabrics. Those are going to be coming back into the shop apparently in October. I'm saying apparently because we're kind of at the mercy of all the shipping going on throughout the world and things like that. But we have been told that we should be receiving more Colouricious fabrics in October. So don't fret if you missed out on getting fat quarter bundles or half yard bundles. We ordered a lot more, and we're also going to be kitting some of our new patterns, which we'll be talking about today as well. So let's get right to the business news or the fun part, which is where we give away our $10 Colourwerx gift card for each episode. So last episode, which was episode 42, we did a little tutorial on how to use your square ruler. And so if you'd like to check that out, just go up to our Colourwerx YouTube page. We hope you subscribe there too. And it's episode number 42 at the Colourwerx YouTube page, and it's about how to use your square ruler once you get through all the banter at the beginning of the broadcast. But we asked a question about how well do you know your square ruler, and the winner of the $10 Colourwerx gift card is... Amjo, congratulations. I will get you your $10 Colourwerx gift card via email, and everybody else stay tuned because we'll have a question for this week as well, this is episode 43 today. Okay.
Are we
going to the cactus cam? What's going on?
Nothing.
Why did you go to the cactus cam then?
I just wanted to see what it was like outside.
Well, there is beautiful Palm Desert, by the way. It's a gorgeous sky out there. It's clear. Well, I think we've gotten rid of most of our humidity that we had for a long time. This has been a very humid, kind of steamy summer here in the desert. And season, monsoon season. So it's nice dry heat, which is really, really nice, much better. It doesn't feel nearly as hot as the temperature says. Although Carl keeps checking the temperature, and it drives me crazy because it's like he'll say, oh my God, it's 110 out there. And I'm like, well, if you didn't say that, we wouldn't feel so hot, would we? Right?
Well, you're under the lights.
Well, I know, but I think when you know the temperature, you feel hotter than it actually is. So I prefer not to know the temperature.
All right,
but
I won't tell you when you ask.
Don't tell me the temperature.
I won't.
No.
Ever.
Okay, so let's talk about our Colouricious fabrics. We thought it would be fun just to do a quick review of them. Here they are. So there are 12 SKUs in all in the Colouricious fabric family. These just came out from Island Boutique. I'm sorry to say, I'm not sorry, but I mean, we sold out right away. So we very much appreciate that from you guys. We do have more coming in October. So we thought it would be fun to tell you like kind of the concept behind this collection, how we came about this collection, some old designs that were incorporated in the collection as well as some new ones. Again, there are 12 SKUs in this collection. So it's a fun, tiny collection. I mean, it's not horribly huge. When we designed the Colouricious fabrics, of course, the name #Colouricious goes with the hashtag we use all the time to describe very rainbow color assortments of fabrics. We always say, oh, that's so Colouricious hashtag, or #Colouricious. That's where that concept came from. And again, when we designed the collection, we really wanted it to follow rainbow order or color wheel order. And so that was the initial inspiration, as you see on your screen there, of just simply taking the color wheel and saying, all right, we need to design something for the yellow, we need to design something with an orange, we need to design something for a magenta, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's how the initial concept started, was it was going to follow color wheel order. We wanted the collection to stand on its own, so you could use just all 12 SKUs and have a fabulous looking quilt. But we also wanted them to be tone-on tones when we designed them, so that they could go along with any solids or other tone-on tones that you might have in your collection, or mix and match with maybe other hero prints or focus or big, huge focus flowery prints that you might have in your collection. And so there you can see on the screen that that's just a picture I took along with our 12 SKUs of the Colouricious collection, along with sitting side by side with the Island Boutique Solid. So if you got the Island Boutique Solid Fat Quarter Bundle or Half Year Bundle, or any solids that you have in your collection, we hope and we think our Colouricious fabric should just mold and mush right in. This is another shot of some quilts that I was making a couple weeks ago, where I was using both Andover Fabrics Phosphor collection by Libs Elliott that just came out, which is a beautiful basic. It's a solid, but it has an iridescent quality to it. And I put alongside our Colouricious fabrics, they just mushed and matched completely beautifully together. So you can see that the Colouricious fabrics can stand on their own, or they can go with solids or tone-on tones that you have in your collection. And that was the initial concept, was not only to come up with some really fun SKUs, fun designs that were kind of whimsical and kind of mod in nature, but also do the tone-on-tone prints too, so you could take a green, like the green stars, and match them with a lime green or a dark green or a medium green that you might have already in your collection or your stash. So with that, we're going to look at some patterns, older Colourwerx patterns.
No, we're going to look at the SKUs.
Oh, we're going to look at the SKUs. I'm sorry, I'm off kilter. So yes,
Are you with me today?
I am with you.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right, so this is the first SKU. It's called Mini Bursts. This is about a 1/4 inch scale burst, so they're tiny scale. And somebody just asked, I think it was Trudy, are they batiks? No, these are digital print fabrics. So these are printed fabrics. And what we showed you earlier was the batik solids with them, or any kind of Kona cotton solids, or Bella solids, or even like Andover solids, or Michael Miller solids. Any solids or any tone-on-tones will go with it, but they are not, the Colouricious collection is not batiks. They are actually digitally printed fabrics at this point.
The new process.
And they are sold, April said, are these sold at local quilt stores or only from your shop? They are at local quilt stores. I don't have a list, unfortunately. I do know fabric.com has some of these SKUs as well, but we will have much more fabric coming in October. And so if you're part of our newsletter subscriber list, you'll get a little newsletter coming out, as well as if you're here on the Fab Friday broadcast, of course, and on our Instagram pages, we'll announce as soon as these fabrics come back in stock. I apologize. We had our initial shipment, and you guys were so great. I don't know how else to say it. We were totally humbled and overwhelmed by your support. We sold out in a matter of days, but they are definitely coming back in stock.
And that answers Pat's question.
Which was?
Which was, will you have any
yardage to that line? Yes. Yes, Pat. Yes. Okay, so the first SKU we want to talk about is our mini burst. So this is a smaller scale SKU. It has that, each one of the Colouricious fabrics has that little hashtag or hash mark kind of design that you see in the background. The hash, what is it, a thatching? A thatching, as Carl calls it. He's being English, a thatching. Like a thatched roof, I guess, you know. But that's just to add a little bit more dimension and variety to the actual yardage, so it's not sitting flat on its face on the yellow or the background. And these mini bursts are really cute. They're whimsical. They're kind of mod. And each one, there's only 2 of them in the collection. There's a yellow and a dark purple, and they have that little hint of color. Like the yellow has the little magenta spot in the middle, and the purple has that little turquoise spot in the middle. So that's just adding a little variety for you on that particular SKU. And then the next one we have is an oldie but goodie, and what I mean by that is we actually had done fabric designs a long time ago, and this was one of our original fabric designs. It remains one of our most popular surface pattern designs, which means we get requests for a lot of things in this particular design. You may have seen it in, if you're an old Linderella fan, you may have seen this done up with on a black background with these multicolored, what I call color blobs, or you may have seen this on a white background or even a magenta background. And so this one, of course, is called color blobs. It's been a little bit rescaled down for this particular SKU and recolored. We're going to have many more colors of this available in the future when we open up a Spoonflower account too. So if you love the color blobs like I do, I mean, I see like leggings in this, and shirts, and tote bags, and everything else that goes with it. So color blobs are really, really popular. And in the actual Colouricious collection, it comes in this beautiful lime green and then that bubblegum pink, basically. And we'll show you some patterns later on in the program how to use that. So that's the second SKU in the collection, 2 different color choices. Third SKU is called Color Kites. And if you notice that we spell color European, that's for Carl, because of our Colourwerx name, and Colouricious is spelt that way, so it's color, basically.
The only way I know how to spell
well, it's the only way he knows how to spell it, but you know. But Color Kites is just another fun, kind of whimsical design. Again, that hashtag, or not hashtag, I don't know why I keep calling it. The hash mark, the thatching in the background is still there. You can see it in the dark cobalt blue there. It's in the eggplant as well. So this comes in 2 different colorways with a little like kind of asterisk star that kind of intermixes with these little kites that go on. And this is a smaller scale print as well. Moving on. Then we go on to these stars. So these are my funky, whimsical, kind of, primitive-looking stars. And if anybody knows Linderellas and some of our Halloween patterns, these might look familiar to you because I've been drawing these kind of primitive stars, I don't know, ever since I started designing. And so we thought we had to have these in the collection. Now, these are larger scale. So these are about, some of these stars are 2 inches. I think the larger star is about 2 inches wide. So it is a large-scale star. You can see the thatching in the background as well, which gives you kind of that tone-on-tone feel. So if you've got orange, you've got a darker orange on the thatching with a lighter kind of yellowy orange as the stars. And of course, then we put it also in that beautiful grass green. It's just a really, really nice green that has a lot of yellow in it too, which we like. It's more of an acid green. And the next one is, oh, I love these, Mod Pod. So this is exactly what the name is. It's a pod, and it's mod. So what can you do? It's called Mod Pods. And this comes in a beautiful red. I love the pops of that kind of yellowy orange in the middle going on with that deep crimson color on the outside of the pod. And then we also put it in a beautiful kind of teal, I guess you'd call that tealy turquoise, just because it looked good. I mean, sometimes you just do it because it looks good. So that's Mod Pods.
And down the road, we may put more colorways in this out.
We do, and we've been experimenting with these Mod Pod designs on leggings, and they look great. So look for some of that in the very near future. There are a lot of print-on-demand websites right now, like Spoonflower. There's another one called Printful, Society 6, you guys might know. And they allow designers to put up their designs there and then sell them direct to the public in things like tote bags, leggings, notebooks, drapes, glassware, table runners. So we've been kind of experimenting with the scale on some of these designs to try to offer some of that to you guys as well. So Mod Pods, look for that. And then the next one is called Sexy S's. This is the last one. So there's 6 different designs in the collection and 2 colors of each one of these designs that you're seeing. And Sexy S's might look familiar. This is another oldie but goodie from the Linderella days when we used to design fabric for P&B as well. It's been scaled down slightly for this collection again because the original Sexy S's were large scale. And they were black and whites and pink and green, you know, all those fabulous mixtures of colors that go together. Again, these are tone-on-tone prints here, just so you can mix and match and go along with everything in the collection. And they come in, this one comes in that beautiful, beautiful magenta, and then a cayenne, which is like a bright turquoise. And so that one is called Sexy S's. And that one, actually, Carl designed years ago, and I think you were just playing around.
Yeah, just messing.
Playing around with like a swirly design and somehow connected the dots together, and it filled in and became this, what we called Sexy S, basically. We didn't know what else to call it, Sexy S's. Yeah. So those are all the collection. There's 6 SKUs, 2 in each color. We'll move on to some of the patterns now so you can see. So these are some existing Colourwerx patterns, so you can see what the fabric collection looks like in some of the existing patterns that you might already have in your stash or that are available up on our website right now. So that large Dresden flower that you see is the middle of a pattern called Sunny, and that came out a couple years ago. I believe we still have it as a PDF pattern on our website, and that's just simply the middle block of Sunny. It's a 36-inch by 36-inch the Dresden flower, basically. And that is all 12 SKUs of the Colouricious collection. And the background there are just basically 2 different solids. One is a kind of a very deep, dark indigo along with a cobalt blue. And then the waterfall pattern may look, you know, everybody knows this one. I think waterfall is one of our more popular patterns. It's really easy to piece. There are lots and lots of secondary patterns that start to happen on waterfall, depending on the color combinations you do. A lot of times you'll see this in K Fawcett fabrics, but this one is the Colouricious collection. So that is, again, all 12 fabrics working together in the Colouricious collection against a white background, basically. And that's what it would look like. It's just it's a beautiful rainbow kind of color wheel quilt going on. And then if we go to the next slide, let's see, we've got Mini Spiky. So that is our Mini Spiky table runner. Again, you just need scraps for that, but those all 12 fabrics. And then we, of course, have got our Mod Frog. So he's an oldie but goodie. I mean, he's one of the original Linderella. Yeah, he started Linderella's design, pattern design 22 years ago, and he's since been kind of redone, and we now call him Mod Frog. But that's what Colouricious would look like against solids. We've got solids in the background of the frogs, and that was just me playing around in Illustrator, you know, kind of coloring in the Mod Frog pattern just to see what it would look like. So that kind of gives you a good representation of what he would look like. And then the last one, I think, is a lot of people had requested Color Maze, and they wanted to know what, you know, if you could use Colouricious to make Color Maze. Yes, you can. And so what I did here on this particular mock-up for you guys is I basically took the Colouricious collection and I paired each color with a solid fabric. I think I used Kona cottons with this. And so I just picked out a Kona cotton that matched each solid fabric and paired them up. And that's what Color Maze would look like if you chose to do it out of the Colouricious plus a solid. Now you could do it all out of Colouricious. You might need more than a fat quarter bundle, but that's it. And that's just on a nice white background or gray background, I think it is. And then if we go to the next slide, we'll look at some of our new patterns. So we have been, I know we've been kind of hinting at these patterns coming for a long time. They were first supposed to be out in July, then it was August, now it's going to be October, and I apologize about that because we were kind of at the mercy of when the fabric was shipping. We were kind of at the mercy of what was going on with the pandemic, you know, what we were going to do with COVID. And I think everybody is in this kind of particular predicament these days. Fabric companies I know are, a lot of pattern designers are, you know, about where you make your best move and when is something going to become available so you can actually make whatever you're going to make with it. So I apologize about the kind of it's coming, it's not coming, here it comes. We know these new patterns are definitely coming in October now, so be on the lookout for them. The first one is Labyrinth that you see on your screen here. And you may have seen on my Instagram page or our Facebook page some other versions of this. I did one version out of solids using Libs Elliott's Phosphor. Again, that's a beautiful basic that just came out from Andover Fabrics. It's very iridescent looking. And then I did another version out of our Colouricious collection. Both of these are up with Teresa, who is our machine quilter up in Washington State. And she's doing a beautiful job machine quilting these. So I can't wait to show you what she does with them. But Labyrinth is coming out in October. This looks complicated. It is not. It's a Carl design pattern. That's why we call it looks complicated, but it's not.
Because I have to make these.
And so basically, this particular pattern is you need 12 half yards, basically. So 12 half yards, which is the Colouricious collection. You need a background fabric, which can be a neutral fabric, white, black, you know, gray, dark brown.
Anything you want.
And then you need some kind of border fabric, which is what you see the solid blue and the solid green doing. And that can be one border fabric, or you can do two border fabrics, which is what you see, you know, half and half across the quilt. Now, what makes this quilt look complicated, but it's not, is every single half yard that you use of the 12 half yards gets cut exactly the same way. So you'll cut each half yard in the exact same increments with the exact same units being cut out. And then it's a matter of just combining units from each fabric together to make your block. And so that is all in the pattern. So it will tell you before you start sewing, block A, take so many of fabric A, so many of fabric B, so many of fabric C, and put them in a pile. Block 2, take so many of fabric B, C, D, and E, and put them in a pile. And so you'll make basically block combinations first, and then every block goes together exactly the same way. You just have to keep your wits about you, have your fabric color key next to you, and also that you've combined the fabrics in the groupings the right way. Organization, basically. And then you put everything in bags.
It's a guy thing.
It's a guy thing, I guess. Well, no, it's a girl thing if you're organized. But that's Labyrinth. That's coming out in October. And then the next one we want to talk about is Mod Squad. So we know this is not for everybody, but if you're a retro fan, we would love to hear from you what you think of this. And we're going to go through each one of these guys individually on the overhead. But Mod Squad was basically, again, designed by Carl. He just came up with this one day.
I just wanted some fun.
And we were just reminiscing about all the shows we missed on TV. And we were reminiscing about basically, you know, characters or musicians that we liked to listen to when we were younger. Yes, you know, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. So let's go to the overhead. We're going to talk about each one of these individually. We have names for everybody. And we want to hear from you guys about if you have a better name to name these, okay? And keep in mind that the question of today is, who is your favorite Mod Squad member? That's for next, when we get back on the air in 4 weeks, we're going to give away a Colouricious Fat Quarter Bundle. So make notes. If you have a favorite Mod Squad member, make sure you make a note, because that is the question of the week, is who is your favorite Mod Squad member in order to go into a collection to win a Colouricious Fat Quarter Bundle. So let's go over there. This is our first guy we're going to talk about. He's the first block. He might look kind of familiar to you, probably because of the purple hair, but we call him Raj. Okay, so this is Rog, R-O-G, Rog. And one of the reasons is I didn't want to call him, Prince would be too obvious. And not everybody sees Prince here. So, but, Prince's real name was Prince Rogers Nelson. So we thought Rog was a good name. And, it could be a girl too, I guess. But this is our first block. And these are all going to be super easy. So when this pattern comes out, I want to say also, there are basically, 3 pieces to put on here. There's a head piece, which is the hair, and then there's some glasses and some lenses. And so basically the applique around these guys is super easy. It's basically appliquing around his hair and then appliquing, stitching around the actual eyeglass there because the lenses slip underneath. And so the pattern will tell you all of that when you get it. They also make great pillows. So think about making, 20-inch pillows with these maybe. But this is Rog, our first one, of course. I know who he reminds me of, but he may remind you of somebody else. Block number 2 is this guy. And I haven't put any of the other. This is Reggie. Now, I have a feeling why I called him Reggie. Now, the glasses might give you a clue. For anybody who knows, well, should we just say it?
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, Elton John. So, that was Elton's real name, wasn't it? Was
Reg White.
Reg White, yes. So we called him Reggie. We thought that, it'd be too obvious to call him Elton. So now if you see, a different character, what do we, what did Benita say there? I loved Peter of the Mod Squad. Well, yes, I used to love the Mod Squad program too. That was a great series in its heyday. They were very, very cool, weren't they? So this is Reggie, number 2. Here comes number 3, which I think I posted on Instagram. I called him Reggie, but no, this is Ian. So we decided this guy would be called Ian. And of course, Carl had fun trying to figure out all these different glass shapes too. And you can see the applique on this is super, super easy. Again, you could make a couple of these. You could make one for a pillow, for a friend, if they're feeling retro, etc., etc. Anybody have any other ideas on who to call him? We thought Ian was a good name, but maybe you have a different name for this guy. So let us know in the comments. Number 4, this is Fiona. Now, Fiona is like a little bit Mary Quant, a little bit Twiggy, but also, if you've ever seen the movie 4 Weddings and a Funeral, there is the character Fiona in that movie who is, remember, she is. I can't remember the actress that played her, but she kind of looks like that character.
But I think,
but
I was watching Scooby-Doo at the time.
Oh, you were watching, Scooby-Doo.
The girl in Scooby-Doo, I forget her name, but she was in Scooby-Doo.
I see. So this is number 4, Fiona. Here we go. This is number 5. This is Victoria. Now this might remind you of somebody else.
54.
This is very Studio 54. This is the hair, the sexy S's work beautifully along the hair here and everything like that. But, I'm going to give you a hint. So if anybody remembers the movie Earthquake, does anybody remember the movie Earthquake? And does anybody remember the little part that Victoria Principal had in that movie? She played she was part of the motorcycle act.
She was a mom.
And she was like, and she had this wild hair going on.
It was a wig.
Was it a wig? I thought that was her own hair. But if you look at the movie Earthquake with Charlton Heston, that's a great movie, by the way. Charlton Heston, who else is in that movie? Ava Gabor, Lauren Green. Oh, it's just horrible. And the earthquake goes on for like 10 minutes. There's no way LA could survive a 10-minute earthquake like that. But this was based on Victoria Principal's character, although there's other people that this reminds me of too. So this is Victoria. Okay, here comes number 6. Number 6 is Jackie B. And that may evoke a mood, an idea for you. But this could be a guy too, I guess, couldn't it? I don't know, with pink hair.
60s, 70s pop stars used to like that with kind of a
It's true.
thing.
I like how the color blobs look like she's got like jewels in her hair sitting there.
Or the guy has.
Or the guy
Led
has.
Zeppelin.
It could be. It could be. So this is number 6, Jackie B. Here comes number 7. There's 9 in all. This is Andy. I think that's pretty obvious, Andy. It could have been a Sid. At one point he was a Sid. but this is Andy. I think that's fairly obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who
His
Andy
hands
is.
and his factory. And
Yes.
Yeah.
The hair.
Yeah.
Any ideas? Yep. Okay, here comes number 8. Carl's got to say, this is Michael.
My name is.
Now, we actually are looking for a better name for this guy. So if you guys have some better names here, let us know in the comments. But, you know, it was kind of a la Michael Caine. It kind of looks a little bit like, I don't know. Who else could it look like? Somebody wore those glasses.
Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, well, maybe. I guess Starsky and Hutch. Could be. That was a great show.
Yeah.
Okay, and last but not least, number 9. This is Pat. Pat.
Well, we couldn't think of anything else. We were getting late.
This is the ambiguous Pat. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that is all 9 Mod Squad members that you can see there. Let us know who your favorite is in the comments as well, or if you have a better name for some of these. Again, they're all fairly large, so it's hard to tell you how big they are, but I can tell you this guy is probably, once he gets cut down, they haven't been trimmed down yet because they're still being appliqued and stitched, but this guy is about probably 13 by 13, so you could put him on a 20-inch pillow, and of course, you know, Victoria, who is the superstar of the quilt, would make a beautiful pillow. That's Victoria if you change her name up there.
But remember, they can also change the fabrics in the hair.
Yes.
Change the eyeglasses around.
Look at Nancy says Victoria is my favorite. This is Victoria. Okay. Oh, and then who is it? Oh, Benita says I love Fiona. Wait, yeah, I do too. I like Fiona too. I'm glad Benita said that because Fiona is one of my favorites too. She's just coy. She's very coy with that hairdo and things. And then of course I do like Ian with the, you know.
I'm not sure about that name. I'm not sure what I was using when I drew that character. I'll find him again.
Yes. So if you get rid of Pat up there, Carl. All right. So we'll go back to the cactus cam. Let us know who your favorite character is there. We can do a review really quickly.
No.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? We're going back to the cactus cam, aren't we? Did it work?
No.
So just to review, we have Raj, which was the prince-like character, Reggie, Ian, Fiona, Victoria, Jackie B, Andy, Michael, and Pat. And you got to say Pat like that, Pat.
That was from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Look, we're having technical difficulties today.
Are we having technical difficulties with the cactus cam?
We are.
So that is the Mod Squad. That will be coming out in October as well. It'll be, of course, just like we do with most Colourwerx patterns, full-size patterns that you don't have to reduce or enlarge or do anything to it. Everything will be there for you. There it is again. So we'll just review. We've got the block number 1, which is on the blue background up there. Of course, looks like Prince. It's Raj. Block number 2, which has the yellow hair, is Reg or Reggie. And you can come up with a different name for these, just let us know. Block number 3 over there in the upper right-hand corner with the orange hair is Ian, which Carl doesn't like that name, but I like that name. I think that's good. Block number 4 on the middle row, left-hand side with the pink hair is Fiona. Block number 5, which is the middle, is the beautiful Victoria. And then block number 6 is Jackie B.
Oh, Rod, I just realized that could be Rod Stewart hair.
It could be Rod. Which one? Jackie B?
Jackie B.
Well, I guess, yes, that could be Rod Stewart hair. Number 7 is down in the lower left-hand corner on yellow with the spiky hair is Andy, or, you know, we could call him Sid, you know. And then number 8, middle, bottom row, dark green background is Michael, for Michael Caine, I think. Is that right?
My name is Michael
My
Caine.
name is Michael Caine.
Yes.
Actually, if you ever see the movie Get Carter, that would probably be reminiscent of that one, which is a early 70s
Yes.
thriller. And then number 9 on the red background at the bottom is Pat. So
there we go.
there we go. Let us know. What is Pat saying? Pat Stack is saying, well, I would not have to say Pat is my favorite. How could I not agree with that name? Well, of course, Pat. That's right. That's right. Okay, well, let us know your favorite Mod Squad member. I don't think we can go back to the cactus cam at this point because it is out of commission with the heat, which happens sometimes. Is the heat will, yep, there it is.
Blew it out.
Blew it out. The heat blows it out sometimes. That is our show today. We really appreciate it. Let us know who your favorite Mod Squad member is. If you can't remember, just kind of describe them.
Was that the question
That's
of the
okay.
week?
That was the question of the week. There it is. Who's your favorite Mod Squad member? Those patterns are coming out in October, and we're going to be back at you with another Fab Friday broadcast at the end of September, which is September 24th. And if you want to see where we've been the last couple days, go to our Instagram or Colourwerx Facebook page, and you can see some of our travels. The elephant seals of San Simeon were always a kick as usual, but there were far less, just so you know. There's a little vista point that you can pull out on US 1 where you see the elephant seals, and they're usually tons, I mean thousands of them.
Well, then maybe hundreds.
Hundreds of them.
Thousands.
Sitting up there, on the beach, sunning themselves. When we got up there, it's not pupping season, so they're not having their pups. It's not mating season, so they're not doing anything like that. It looked like it was just kind of a meeting of the males, if you really want to know the truth, like male elephant seals. And they were kind of, the larger ones were kind of in the middle of it all, and the younger male pups were kind of trying to nudge in. So, and there were only, maybe, I don't know, maybe a few dozen, if that. I mean, it wasn't crowded at all, so it really wasn't the season to see them. But they're always fun. They're like clowns. So it was great. And so we thank you guys so much for joining us today. We will see you back on September 24th. Let us know what you like about our patterns here, or if you think any of those names should be changed. Make sure that you share this video with all of your friends, family, and pets, and also subscribe to our Colourwerx YouTube channel. And again, we so appreciate you guys checking in with us again today. We'll be back on the air September 24th. Do check out our fabrics, and we will have more Colouricious fabrics coming your way in October or sooner, is what I hear. So we're out of here for the weekend. Happy weekend, everybody. Have a great time. Happy Labor Day also, and happy Colouricious quilting always. Love you guys very much.